Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing an updated eyebrow routine. The last time I did one was about 6 months ago, and I definitely feel like my eyebrow game has improved quite a bit since then. Actually, one of the things I get complimented on most with my makeup is my eyebrows, and over the last couple months I've started doing the soap brow. If you guys have not heard of what that is, you'll definitely want to keep watching this tutorial. I ran across Desi Perkins' tutorial on this technique. I know she's not the original person to do this technique. If you guys do know who did, please comment below and let me know. I'd love to know. But she does an amazing job explaining it and showing how it's done as well. So I will leave that down below as an extra reference for you guys. This is super easy to do. I've been doing it every day since I watched that first tutorial and decided to try it on my own. And I love how my eyebrows look. So if you guys are all interested in seeing how I do my soap brows, then please keep watching. Okay guys, before I get started, I just want to let you know what I use to do my soap brows. The first thing that I use, of course, that is essential for soap brows is soap. The soap that I use is just this little sample that came in the mail from a friend that is a consultant for Perfectly Posh. And the soap is called Peace Love Take a Shower Hippie Cleaner. It's just the perfect little size to keep in my eyebrow kit, so I really like using this. The only thing that you need to make sure about your soap, it can be any soap that you want, just make sure that it's a clear soap. You don't want to use any white soap because that's going to color your eyebrow hairs and you don't want that. And the next thing that you're going to want is a spoolie. So of course you're going to grab your spoolie and you're going to want to get it damp, pretty damp actually, so that it really lathers up that soap. So you grab your soap, you grab your spoolie, and you just rub it around until it gets really saturated with that soap. You're going to come in and you're going to brush your hairs up the direction that you want them to go. For me, I often brush straight up here in the front, and then I start kind of curving them sideways towards that arch, and then here at the tail, kind of brushing it back. So just do that until you're happy with how they sit. You can even take the front hairs here and flick them out a little bit forward just to give more of a messy look. It's just really preference. There's just something about it too that makes your brows look fuller. Like, even though my brows are really blonde, you can see them and notice that they're more full even just after putting the soap in, which is awesome. And then once you get them where you want them, you're going to want to let it sit for about a minute or so just to make sure that it's not wet anymore before you use your eyebrow pencil. This one is by Milani and it's called the Milani Easybrow, and I use the shade dark brown. And I'm going to start here at the front and I'm just going to flick up, so adding the most pressure at the base of my eyebrow and then flicking it up from there just to create more hair-like strokes to give it more of a natural messy look. And then I come in at the bottom just to kind of give myself a bit of a guide as to where I'm going to start those hair strokes from at the base. And then I'll just continue this and I'll curve the eyebrow pencil in the direction that my hairs are going. As you can see already, it just has a really natural look to it. And what I love about doing this technique too is that you could totally keep it kind of sparse looking like this, more messy looking. You don't even have to add any kind of brow powder. Work on the tail here. And then you can take that same spoolie you used in the beginning and I just brush it through just to soften up those hairs a bit. And then the next thing I'm going to come in with is this Brow Fix Brow Kit by Milani. I like it because it gives me two different shades of brown. One is a really light taupe color here, and then this darker brown. I use this darker brown just to add a little bit more color here in the outer edge of my brow, just to make it look a little bit more defined. So I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to brush in the same direction that my hairs are going, kind of starting in the middle of my brow, lightly bringing it forward just a tad bit, but really keeping most of the color back here. And of course you'll come back in with that spoolie again just to soften that all up. And that's it. Now this is totally a preference thing, but you can come in with a concealer and clean it up a bit if you like. I usually like to, just because my tails aren't quite as sharp as I like them to be. And sometimes I get a little crooked, so I'll use concealer just to straighten up that bottom a little bit, but I leave the top alone because I do want that natural hair stroke look to stay there. And if I were to clean that up, it would just look too boxy. Just put a little concealer on a little concealer brush, and then I come in right underneath the brow. You definitely don't want to get too much concealer, because if you do that, it ends up being a goopy mess. Just a little bit. Just to sharpen up the tail. And then I bring a little bit more towards the front of the brow as well. And that's what the brows look like afterwards.